The deadline for LST, did that play a part in the paint, like the process?
Yeah, them time crunching me on this and trying to get it done.
Got it.
I might say you can't rush perfection.
She vanished from reality TV after a fierce battle behind the scenes, but Christie Brimberry didn't just survive. Her story is more powerful than you can imagine. Join us as we unravel Christie's journey that left fans stunned. Christie Brimberry battles with her health. Every successful reality TV crew needs a charming leader, skilled yet eccentric professionals, creative thinkers, and most importantly, someone who keeps everything in order and maintains harmony. Christie Brimberry was that person on the show Fast and Loud, where she served as the office manager at Gas Monkey Garage. Her job involved monitoring different accounts, organizing schedules, coordinating purchases, and driving sales. Brimberry appeared in 55 episodes of the hit reality series, but shocked fans when she left in 2017. Her choice to step away was due to serious health issues. She received devastating news that she had thyroid cancer, which necessitated surgery. Given this situation, Christie decided it was best to prioritize her health and take a break from the spotlight. Since then, she has been active on social media and dedicating more time to her love for modeling. Although Fast and Loud was canceled for various reasons, the Gas Monkey Garage team and Richard Rawlings have continued to pursue exciting projects featured on their well-known YouTube channel. Christie Brimberry wasn't the only cast member to leave the show early. Here's what happened to Jason Aker from Fast and Loud. Christie Brimberry not only had to endure chemotherapy, which unfortunately makes patients feel very sick, but she also needed surgery. A lymph node near her thyroid was discovered to be cancerous and had to be carefully removed by surgeons. While all surgeries come with risks, the closeness of the vocal cords to the thyroid added extra complications. Luckily, the surgery went well. But Brimberry did mention that her voice suffered some damage. She told her fans that after the surgery, the doctor not only took out my thyroid and a bunch of lymph nodes, but he also had to remove a part of my trachea because the cancer had spread. The operation actually kept her from speaking for several months, but it was a life-saving procedure and totally worth the sacrifice. After fully recovering from cancer, 52-year-old Brimberry has kept a low profile away from television, but remains active on social media. Her over 1.2 million followers on Facebook and over 341,000 on Instagram have been able to follow her latest updates. Christie seems happy spending time with her family as both a wife and a mother. She has shared multiple photos of herself waiting in the pickup line at her kids' school, making jokes about various topics, including the hot Texas weather. Christie Brimberry takes her fitness routine seriously and often shares motivational messages for those looking to get fit. While Brimberry seemed right at home on Fast and Loud, she has interests beyond the garage, like modeling, which she can now focus on more. She was definitely a key part of Gas Monkey Garage. With her health back on track, Christie didn't just return to normal, she came back stronger, bolder, and more confident than ever. Who is Christie and what has she been up to? Let's find out. About Christie Brimberry. Christie Brimberry is a TV personality from the United States. Born in March 1972, she became famous after her appearance on the reality show Fast and Loud. Christie built a name for herself with her honest attitude and approach. She proved that women can be successful in a male-dominated field. Christie's major opportunity arose when she began working for Richard Rawlings, the dynamic and driven owner of Gas Monkey Garage located in Dallas, Texas. Richard was in search of someone who could manage the business aspects while he concentrated on expanding his brand. Christie was just the right person for the job. She took on the role of office manager and eventually became Rawlings's assistant, aiding in the management of daily business activities. Her responsibilities included handling phone calls, coordinating schedules, interacting with customers, keeping the crew organized, and making sure projects were on track. Essentially, she was the driving force that kept Gas Monkey Garage operating efficiently. When Fast and Loud debuted on the Discovery Channel in 2012, Christie was right there with the team, managing schedules, customer interactions, and everything else in between. The show showcased Rawlings and his crew as they searched for classic cars to restore and sell for profit. Her vibrant personality shone through on screen. Fans appreciated how she stood her ground against the mechanics and even Richard without being intimidated. She kept everything in order, ensured deadlines were met, and infused her own humor and attitude into the show. Often she served as the voice of reason, providing stability in a hectic environment filled with grease, gears, and strong personalities. During her time on the hugely popular car reality show Fast and Loud, Christie Brimberry gained hundreds of thousands of fans, but nowadays we don't hear much about her. Fans of Christie will be pleased to know that we've updated this article with the latest information we could find about her. Her empowering message, demonstrated by her own life, drew many viewers to the show. She likes to keep a low profile and stay out of the spotlight, with her Instagram account being the main source of information about her life. However, she still keeps her personal life private, sharing only limited details on social media. Christie is married to Darren Brimberry, her second husband. He is a well-known hairstylist who owns 2 salons in Texas, Craft & Company Salon and Muse the Salon. The Balmain extension specialist doesn't share much about himself on social media, but his Instagram clearly shows that he knows a lot about hair. Christie has 6 children in total. 4 of them are from her marriage to Darren Brimberry, while the other 2 are from her first marriage. The oldest child is Malik Greenidge, a boy born in July 1997. The second child is a daughter named Jordan Greenidge, who was born 2 years after Malik. Being a manager at Gas Monkey Garage has been very rewarding for Christie, as she has an estimated net worth of $2 million, although it could be even higher than that estimate. Christie mentioned that her role as a zookeeper was to make sure the mechanics and other staff kept in line at Gas Monkey. Anyone who has ever tuned into Gas Monkey Garage knows that Christie faces a lot of craziness every day. Most people would probably quit under that pressure, but she claims she loves her job and has no intention of leaving because of the connections she's built with her coworkers. Brimberry wasn't the only woman featured on the show. Richard Rawlings' sister also made a few appearances. However, Christie stood out as the only female with a significant role, serving as the office manager of the garage. Her direct and confident style in managing the garage and keeping everything organized has earned her a lot of respect. She always manages to strike a balance between efficiency and profitability at Gas Monkey Garage. Christie has a bold and strong personality that she proudly shows to everyone. With tattoos covering her body and her signature short hair, she definitely stands out. Her love for cars shines through whenever she talks about them, and you can see the excitement on her face. Her husband is the hairstylist for Richard Rawlings, the host of Fast and Loud. He actually asked Rawlings to give Christie a job. Rawlings agreed to audition her just to get Darren off his back. But during the audition, he quickly recognized Christie's talent and hired her on the spot. Her husband was right about her all along. Starting at about 163 pounds, Brimberry successfully lost over 50 pounds by leading a healthy lifestyle. She used to hit the gym regularly, and some of her workout routines can be found on her social media pages on Twitter and Instagram. She adopted a healthier lifestyle while fighting cancer. She makes it a point to share her vacation experiences with her fans so they can keep up with her life. Her love for cars is incredibly strong, as she has a collection of vintage cars. She's also smart about her spending, knowing that there are few things in life as valuable as vintage cars. Her collection holds a special place in her heart. Every person on the show is unique and plays their own role, but no one is as beloved as Christie Brimberry, who is credited with keeping everything running smoothly. She's the calm presence that ensures everything stays on course. After overcoming her health issues, Christie eventually departed from Fast and Loud. She hasn't returned to television, opting instead to concentrate on her health, family, and personal interests. Nonetheless, she remains very active on social media, particularly Instagram and Facebook. She shares updates about her life, including fitness routines, family outings, and motivational messages. Over the years, she has also ventured into modeling and fitness promotion, showcasing a confident and empowered version of herself. Fans continue to follow her closely, even though she's not on TV anymore. Her transformation physically, mentally, and emotionally has inspired many. She continues to be a role model for strength and self-love. In recent years, Christie has teamed up with health and wellness brands, leveraging her influence to advocate for healthy living. She frequently shares tips on exercise, clean eating, and positive affirmations. Although she's stepped away from the spotlight of reality TV, she has discovered a rewarding path that resonates with her values. Christie Brimberry may have begun as the tough office manager on a car show, but she has evolved into much more. Her legacy extends beyond Fast and Loud. She represents resilience, strength, and authenticity. In a male-dominated field, she maintained her composure with confidence and grace. When faced with cancer, she demonstrated to the world what it truly means to fight with bravery. As a mother, wife, and public figure, she remains a role model for countless women. Her journey has been highlighted in numerous magazines and blogs, and she has been invited to speak at events focusing on women empowerment, cancer awareness, and overcoming challenges. Her influence continues to motivate people globally. Before the transformation and life changes, there was Gas Monkey Garage, where it all began. Let's rewind to the show that made Christie a household name. Fast and Loud. Richard Rawlings is the guy behind Fast and Loud, the hit TV show that focuses on restoring cars. He was born in 1969 in Fort Worth, Texas. As a kid, he enjoyed attending car shows with his father. He even began working on cars himself and bought his first car at just 14 years old. After a few more years, he graduated from Eastern Hills High School. A few years after that, in 1999, he launched his own printing and advertising business called Lincoln Press. In 2002, Richard made a significant change. He opened Gas Monkey Garage in Dallas, Texas. This garage became famous for building and customizing classic and hot rod cars for clients from all over the globe. 2 years later, in 2004, Richard sold his printing company to concentrate entirely on his car business. Then came the major breakthrough. From 2012 to 2020, Gas Monkey Garage was showcased on a popular Discovery Channel TV series called Fast and Loud. The program followed Richard and his crew as they hunted for vintage cars, restored them, and sold them for a profit. Audiences enjoyed the excitement, drama, and awesome cars. In 2015, Richard proposed another TV concept to the Discovery Channel. By 2017, it turned into a show named Garage Rehab. In this series, Richard teamed up with co-hosts Russell Holmes and Chris Stevens to assist struggling auto shops in getting back on track by improving their business practices and work environments. Richard's impact didn't end with television. In 2022, Gas Monkey Garage became the primary sponsor for motorcycle racer Peter Hickman and his team, FHO Racing, during the renowned Isle of Man TT races. But Richard isn't just passionate about cars, he's also a fan of speed. Back in May 2007, Richard and his buddy Dennis Collins participated in a legendary road challenge. They claim to have broken the famous 1979 Cannonball Run record by driving from New York City to Los Angeles in only 32 hours and 51 minutes. That's an incredibly quick coast-to-coast journey. Fast and Loud is a reality-style TV show on the Discovery Channel featuring Richard Rawlings and his team from Gas Monkey Garage in Dallas, Texas. In 2002, Richard Rawlings launched Gas Monkey Garage in Dallas, Texas. At that time, he was still managing another business called Lincoln Press, which he sold in 2004 to concentrate entirely on creating awesome cars. Gas Monkey Garage gained fame for restoring and customizing classic cars and hot rods, and they didn't limit their work to just local clients. They took on car projects from customers all over the globe. From 2012 to 2020, the garage became the focus of a hit reality TV show named Fast and Loud, which was broadcast on the Discovery Channel. The show showcased Rawlings and his crew as they hunted for old, dilapidated cars and transformed them into amazing, high-performance vehicles. The series brought fame to both Rawlings and his garage. In 2017, Rawlings began working on another TV series called Garage Rehab, also airing on the Discovery Channel. In this program, Rawlings collaborated with co-hosts Russell Holmes and Chris Stevens to assist struggling auto shops in getting back on track. The team would visit failing shops and provide them with the tools, guidance, and upgrades necessary for success. Richard conceived the idea for the show around 2015 and pitched it to the network himself. Then, in 2022, Gas Monkey Garage made a significant move into the realm of motorcycle racing. They became the primary sponsor for Peter Hickman and FHO Racing at the renowned Isle of Man TT Races, one of the most perilous and famous motorcycle races globally. This decision demonstrated that Rawlings and his brand were branching out beyond cars and into other motorsport arenas. This reality show, centered around a group of car enthusiasts working together to fix up and customize cars, really took off. Sure, shows like Overhaulin' and Pimp My Ride proved there was an audience for car-related content, but it seems that Fast and Loud gained popularity not just for the amazing classic car projects the Gas Monkey Garage crew created, but also for the drama that unfolded behind the scenes. Some of it was real, and some of it was made up. Richard Rawlings, the main host and star of the show, is a successful businessman. However, he often found himself at the center of many problems on the show. In the earlier seasons, Rawlings and the lead mechanic at Gas Monkey Garage, Aaron Kaufman, would travel across the United States searching for old, run-down cars that had a lot of potential, restore them, and sell them to the highest bidder to make a profit. However, a lot of hard work was required to bring them back to their original state, not to mention turning them into one-of-a-kind masterpieces that the skilled mechanics at Gas Monkey Garage created in every episode. Yet, as is often the case with reality TV, there's more going on than what viewers actually see. Many reality shows showcase clever, business-savvy individuals who come off as loud and often overbearing, like Gordon Ramsay in Hell's Kitchen, or Donald Trump in The Apprentice, and his recent role as President of the United States. Richard Rawlings can be seen as having similar traits to these personalities. Both on and off the screen, Rawlings was frequently involved in controversies. Over the course of the show, he had numerous conflicts with his staff, and typically, when an employee clashed with Rawlings, they would quickly find themselves leaving the garage. This occurred multiple times. Aaron Kaufman, the lead mechanic for Rawlings, vanished without a trace. Later, he disclosed that he departed because of personal and professional disagreements, feeling that the show was stifling his creativity. Surprisingly, Kaufman wasn't the only one from Gas Monkey to exit the garage. Two other cast members also left. Tom Smith and Jordan Butler both walked away from the show after a conflict with Rawlings, which stemmed from an argument over a fan and one of Rawlings's prized cars. Smith has publicly stated that he and Butler decided to leave after a fan with cystic fibrosis visited the garage to take pictures with one of Rawlings's vehicles. Rawlings told the fan to back off from his car using some harsh language. Luckily for Smith and Butler, they soon found themselves back on television, appearing in Misfit Garage, a reality show with a similar vibe. Meanwhile, Rawlings was facing challenges in his second marriage. His decade-long relationship with Suzanne Mergel started to fall apart while he was under a lot of stress from his work obligations, leading to their separation. Fortunately, they managed to resolve their issues and got remarried in 2015. During his time as the star of Fast and Loud, Rawlings faced more than just on-screen challenges. Like many successful entrepreneurs, he also tried his hand in the hospitality sector. He opened the Gas Monkey Bar and Grill, which, similar to the show, encountered its share of controversies. The most notable incident involved a sting operation that revealed they were swapping out premium liquor for cheaper alternatives. The drama of the show goes beyond Rawlings's antics both on and off the screen. The producers found themselves in hot water over their portrayal of the Fast and Loud's Shart Cat, a modified Dodge Dart. The brief history of Fast and Loud is filled with both on-screen and off-screen drama, numerous firings that could easily create a whole spin-off series, and one particularly chaotic Shart Cat. However, drama and controversy are the benchmarks for measuring reality TV shows of any kind. In that sense, even though it was canceled after 16 seasons, Fast and Loud will be remembered as a successful reality TV show. The show had a great first season. It also features a spin-off called Misfit Garage and Fast and Loud, Demolition Theater, where Richard and other crew members, along with the victims of the clips, watch and comment on them. Rawlings, together with former GMG mechanic Aaron Kaufman, was invited to take part in a motorcycle build-off against well-known bike builders like Orange County Choppers, Paul Jr. Designs and Jesse James. In the end, Rawlings and Kaufman finished second, with Paul Jr. taking first place and James in third. Fast and Loud is made for Discovery by Pilgrim Studios, with Craig Piligian and Eddie Rowetter as the executive producers. On June 19, 2019, it was announced that the 15th season would start on July 8, 2019. Season 16 was revealed on the 2nd of March 2020, and it premiered on March 30. In episode 1578 of The Joe Rogan Experience, which aired on December 15, 2020, Rawlings stated that Fast and Loud had come to an end. In 2016, the New York Times conducted a survey of the first TV shows with the most likes on Facebook and found that Fast and Loud was the most popular show among men, with 83% of the likes coming from male viewers. Richard Rawlings had the idea for Fast and Loud and pitched it to the TV network around 2015. Over time, his brand, Gas Monkey Garage, expanded and gained popularity. In 2022, Gas Monkey Garage even became the main sponsor for renowned motorcycle racer Peter Hickman and the FHO racing team during the Isle of Man TT races, which is a significant racing event. Later, Richard Rawlings confirmed that Fast and Loud had officially come to an end. The show would not return. However, this didn't hinder Rawlings or Gas Monkey Garage. They are still thriving in Texas, creating amazing custom cars with Rawlings at the helm, even though the show is no longer airing. Although Fast and Loud has concluded, Richard Rawlings continues to be a prominent figure in the custom car and reality TV scene. Throughout the years, he has encountered some controversies, which actually contributed to his fame. He might not work on every car himself these days, but he still possesses extensive knowledge about the industry. Above all, Rawlings is a savvy businessman. He transformed Gas Monkey Garage into a well-known and successful brand, and it keeps growing even now. Even with all the drama and controversies, fans hope Fast and Loud comes back because honestly, there are hardly any automotive shows that strike a good balance between craftsmanship and drama. Any rumors about the show being brought back or a new cast joining are completely false. Fast and Loud has been canceled and is permanently off the air.